So the other day a deer came and ate right out of my hand, and I wonder if this is her. Are you my baby? That's my girl. You're so pretty. You get to be so sweet. Oh my goodness, it's just magical. Come here, don't be scared. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. She is so close. And now look, right here. Here she is. That's a pretty girl. She's so pretty. Here you go, look. Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I've got one of my art journals out. This one is just about completely full. And I want to make a quick art journal page. The first thing I'm going to start with is some bits of paper. This is music paper, and I'm not going to get too precise with any of this. I just want some texture on the page. And this is actually old music paper that it was the kind that people could write their own music on. So it's kind of faint, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want something really dark and busy for this. So let's just get some of this on the page. I also have an old page with some typewriting on it. And I think I'm going to put some of that right in the center. Paper is a little more thin, and it's going to be right in the center, so I'm going to not put the glue so thick. There we go. Now, something else I want to do, this matte medium, I want to put some of it on the page, and I'm going to mix a little bit of white paint with it. It's going to thin down the white paint, so it'll be kind of translucent when it dries, but it'll still have this white glow to it. I'm actually going to add a little bit more. Do you see how you can still see through that? So you can add colors to your matte medium and it's still going to be translucent. Okay, so many of us have to work, and it's very daunting to think about sitting down and doing an art page when you know that nothing's going to dry, that you're not going to have time to finish the whole thing. So I want this to be just a really easy, really fast process, something that you can sit down and do and feel good about. So I put the paper towel over this page to soak up some of the moisture. It's okay if it's still somewhat wet, but that does help us to be able to go ahead and work in this. You know that I love to make faces. Not make faces at people, but draw faces and practice with faces. Watercolor crayons are really fun to use, especially on a page that's a little bit damp, because they do. This is a distress crayon, kind of thick, but let's go ahead and make a face. Let's put some eyebrows in, and kind of some heavy lids. And for the nose, let's just do a little shape like that. And sometimes for the mouth, you don't even really have to do the whole thing. And let's find a little paintbrush a little paintbrush and get some water and just start playing with these lines. And it does not matter if this gets a little bit messy. Let's put some color under here for, you know, the neck. It's okay to have water on the page, so let's darken that up, make it kind of like some heavy eyelids. And then for the mouth, if you just make even a couple of marks, sometimes you'll end up with a pretty, like you could do almost just the center line in the mouth, if that makes sense. Just, and then like just the line where the lips come together. And as you use your paintbrush, you'll get some shape. And you know I love to put this color on the face. That's really, really pink. And let's take a little bit of color just from here and do a little bit of color here to help accentuate the nose. I want to buy some more of these, the Neo color. I really like that crayon. So I just put a little bit of color in the lips. You can do little lines like on the chin, and you can come back, add, start adding, you know, wherever you want to make it darker, do that. Don't be afraid to play. And wow, she's looking pretty intense. She really is. You can add like a tiny little line under the eye. Oh, she's looking really tired. You can add lines over the eyes. And you know, I love this is from the Dollar Tree. It's just a roller ball pen. Now look, it ran through the paint there. But as things start to get dry, you can use this to color on over the top of things. Let's play with some white paint on here. Well, look at this white there. You can see, oops, you got to wash your brush out a little bit. It's funny, where the paper there is absent. Oh, I kind of like that really faded. Where the paper is not quite together, it almost looks like apart or something. Let's put just a little speck of white here. And on the lips. And I think for the hair, let's do something over that area. The Distress crayon really kind of fades as you get the water on it. It's meant, of course, to be a Distress crayon. This is Black Soot. And some of the other watercolor crayons, you know, you put them on the page, and when you use the water, you're going to get a richer color. I really, really love watercolor crayons and watercolor pencils. I still have not insisted on finding the watercolor pencils. I know they're going to show up, but in the meantime, it's good sometimes just to challenge yourself with different materials. So we could stop right there, and it's only been a few minutes. We have just taken the time to do something, anything, and you know, you could keep going. These are the little, these are from the Dollar Tree, These are the rub-on transfers. Now, I wouldn't want to scrape across totally wet paper, but I'm wondering if we could manage to get some roses on the page. Oh, it's where that paper's wet. So I guess rub-on transfers really do not like to be used on something that's wet. Here, some of that came off. And I'm actually going to take this white paint that I had left over down here, and I didn't really want this one. I'm going to cover that one up quite a bit. There's so many more things that you could do, and that you could do quickly, just to have some time to be creative. I have certain stamps that I love to fall back on. Let's put postcard at the top here. Stamps are definitely fun. Let's add that to the page. I love that blue. I wasn't planning on putting blue on the page, but as soon as I saw that, I don't know, it's just really pretty. And again, we have not spent a lot of time on this page. I saw a quote that I want to remember, and you know, the behavior of some of our early countrymen, the founding fathers as they're called, some of the behaviors are being and should be called into question. I think we have to appreciate where necessary and give credit where credit is due, and we also have to heal, and we have to be willing to admit the truth when that's necessary. Anyway, there are a lot of stirring quotations out there, no matter where they come from. And one of the quotations I noticed today, I don't even remember where I saw it, but I just sort of tucked it in the back of my mind, thinking I would love to use it on an art page, just to remember it. And it goes something like, I've not yet begun to fight. So while this page is wet, let's see, I've not yet begun to fight. And I'm going to put an exclamation point. Now I think that was attributed to John Paul Jones, and I'm actually really inspired to read about what prompted that quote. I'm going to go ahead and sign it. You could use a napkin to add even more interest. We could cut out just a part of the Eiffel Tower here. Like, I don't know, I think I want just like that much down at the bottom. If you want to soften this, especially so it's not competing too much with this, you can again add the matte medium, and that's going to put a nice finish over that as well. And a little bit of white paint. And I think I'm going to tear off some of that blue there. There, I like that better. One of my quotes that, I guess I said it, I don't know, if you don't like something, it just means it's not done yet. So if you want to bring the curls back over that, you know, it's just endless what you can do. Oh, I know what I've been wanting to try. So if I put a little bit of white paint here, and I think it's Dear Gracie who said hold this over something. Ooh, I do like that, to tap that way. How do I say this? Sometimes when I watch a video, I go back and look at something and think, oh, I should have left it right there. And you can do that. I kind of liked it when it was just very plain. But this is also nice as well, and I could keep adding to it. And if I keep adding to it, it's probably going to get to a stage where I like it even better. You can just add layer after layer. But for me, the point is I sat down and I made something, and it gets this energy out that needs to come out. It's cathartic to come home after work and create. I think most of you know that. And I don't want to ever feel intimidated, or I don't want to think that anybody else feels intimidated about doing art because they feel like they're not going to have enough time to do something, or it's pointless to even start. So like again, I'm liking this extra color. If something seems unbalanced, and it did seem a little bit unbalanced to me, just keep working on it. And if you get to where you need to stop and come back at a different time and keep adding to it. So I do like that a lot. And I love the way the water is pooling there on her face. So I'm going to stop for now and go inside. I think my sweet Jason is going to be home soon. And I've got things I need to work on. I do have some art journals. And let me just show you these. I have several of these made. I don't want to get them down in that paint, but I'm going to be coming back really soon to show you these. These are a lot of fun, and these are the types of journals that you can sit down and do things like this. They're fun. They have a lot of fun paper and a lot of nice heavy white paper. 2 signatures. I love the way this is sewn in. That's kind of just something I just did. And anyway, I just wanted to share that. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see you really soon. Bye for now.